Let's be honest, who hasn't binged a rom-com? We've all been there, lost in the world of meet-cutes, grand gestures, and seemingly effortless romance. It's easy to get swept away by the charm and the promise of a perfect life, and wondered, how does she afford that apartment and all those peonies? Seriously, where does the money come from? Is there a secret trust fund we don't know about? Or maybe a sugar daddy we never see? The financial realities of these characters are often conveniently glossed over. I'm a doctor with a good job, a career I've worked incredibly hard for, but even I find myself comparing my life to these movie heroines. It's a constant battle against the curated perfection we see on screen. The perfectly styled outfits, the exotic vacations, the seemingly endless disposable income. It's enough to make anyone feel inadequate. Why isn't my commute a whimsical stroll through a farmer's market, complete with a meet-cute with a handsome stranger? Instead, it's a crowded subway ride with questionable smells and aggressive elbows. Why don't I have a walk-in closet the size of a small country, filled with designer clothes I'll probably only wear once? My closet is more like a carefully tetrased collection of clothes I've had for years. These movies are supposed to be escapism, a light-hearted break from reality, but they're really financial horror stories in disguise, subtly warping our perceptions of what's normal and attainable. Hollywood sells us a version of love that apparently requires a platinum credit card and a complete disregard for budgeting. It's a world where money is no object and impulse purchases are a sign of affection. We absorb these messages without realizing it. They seep into our subconscious, shaping our desires and expectations. Suddenly, a shopping spree feels like the path to happiness, a quick fix for whatever's missing in our lives. Retail therapy becomes the go-to solution, even when our bank accounts are screaming in protest. We see glamorous apartments with breathtaking city views and impeccably curated interiors, expensive dates, complete with candlelight, fine wine, and multi-course meals, and think that's the standard, the bare minimum for a successful relationship. If our lives don't look like that, if we're not living in a penthouse and jet-setting around the world, we feel like we're failing at being the main character, like we're somehow not worthy of our own happy ending. It's a dangerous, expensive fantasy, a carefully constructed illusion that can lead to serious financial strain. And I have the credit card statements to prove it. The evidence is right there in black and white, a testament to my own rom-com-induced spending habits. So let's pull back the curtain on this rom-com industrial complex and expose the financial fallacies they perpetuate. Are these movies sabotaging our financial futures, one perfectly lit shopping montage at a time? Are they why we think a first date should involve a helicopter ride over the city, followed by a private concert and a diamond necklace? It's time to dissect how these films mess with our heads, how they shape our expectations, influence our spending, and ultimately impact our financial well-being and our bank accounts. We need to understand the subtle ways these movies encourage us to spend beyond our means, because loving yourself shouldn't mean bankrupting yourself. True happiness isn't found in a designer handbag or a lavish vacation. It's about financial security and living within your means. Let's talk about the Carrie Bradshaw effect, a cultural phenomenon that has shaped our perception of shopping and its role in our lives. It's about retail therapy as a lifestyle, where shopping isn't just a means to acquire goods, but a way to cope with emotions, celebrate achievements, or simply pass the time. For years, Sex and the City taught us, through the character of Carrie Bradshaw, that every emotional crisis, from a bad breakup to a career setback, could be solved with a new pair of Manolos. These shoes became a symbol of empowerment and self-care. The show made shopping look like the ultimate coping mechanism, a glamorous and effortless way to navigate the ups and downs of life. It presented a world where retail could magically transform your mood. But the show never showed the financial hangover, the reality of credit card debt, and the stress of managing a budget when your shopping habits are driven by emotions. In reality, a shopping spree gives you a 5-minute high, a temporary rush of excitement and satisfaction as you acquire new things. But that high is often followed by buyer's remorse, the regret of overspending, and a shaming bank notification, a stark reminder of the financial consequences of impulsive purchases. Trying to live like Carrie on a normal salary? Disaster. It's a recipe for financial instability and long-term stress. The fantasy is that consumption equals happiness, that buying more things will fill a void or solve a problem, but in real life, it just equals debt. It's a cycle of temporary satisfaction, followed by long-term financial burden. We have to recognize the lie shopping is not therapy, it's just a transaction. It's a commercial exchange, not a solution to emotional or psychological issues. Real happiness comes from things that are free. Calling a friend, connecting with someone you care about, going for a walk, enjoying the beauty of nature, laughing at old movies, sharing moments of joy with loved ones. We need to separate our self-worth from our net worth. Our value as individuals is not determined by the things we own or the money we have. It's time to retire the idea that a new outfit can fix a bad day. External validation won't solve internal struggles. Sometimes all you need is a pint of ice cream and a good cry. Allowing yourself to feel your emotions is a healthier coping mechanism than retail therapy. That's way cheaper than a pair of Manolos, and probably better for your mental health in the long run. Remember those classic movie scenes? The ones where grand gestures of love weren't about emptying your bank account? Back then, a grand gesture meant building a house by hand, brick by brick, board by board. It was about dedication, time, and effort, a true labor of love. Now, it seems like the bar has been raised to an almost unattainable level. It's private jets and diamond rings the size of planets. These symbols of affection have become so extravagant, so over the top that they almost feel detached from the actual emotion. Chick flicks have, in many ways, turned romance into a competition of who can spend more. It's as if the depth of your feelings is directly proportional to the amount of money you're willing to shell out. A simple "I love you" isn't enough. It's lost its weight in this world of excess. It has to be a flash mob, meticulously choreographed and filmed for social media. Or a proposal in Tiffany's, complete with a professional photographer hiding in the bushes. This puts immense pressure on everyone, especially those who can't afford such displays of wealth. It creates a false standard, making real, modest expressions of love feel inadequate and somehow less worthy. But in reality, true love isn't about extravagance. It's found in the small, everyday moments. It's when someone remembers your favorite takeout, or does the dishes without being asked. It's about partnership, consideration, and genuine care. But movies, with their larger-than-life portrayals, have us chasing spectacle over substance, the illusion over the reality. We miss the quiet, steady flame of a real relationship, the comfortable silences, the shared understanding, the unwavering support. A grand gesture should be about the heart, the intention, the emotion, not the wallet. Write a love letter, pouring your heart onto the page. Make a playlist filled with songs that tell your story. Show up with soup when they're sick, offering comfort and care in their time of need. These are priceless moments, the building blocks of a lasting and meaningful connection. Next time you swoon over a movie hero's extravagance, remember, a guy who helps you build a life, supports your dreams, and helps you create a budget, and sticks to it, is the real fairy tale. Let's reclaim romance from Hollywood's price tag and redefine it with genuine connection and heartfelt actions. The best gestures, the ones that truly resonate, don't cost a fortune. They just require thoughtfulness, a little bit of effort, and a whole lot of love. My biggest rom-com pet peeve? The real estate, struggling artists and writers living in massive, gorgeous apartments in Manhattan. Please. These movies create a warped sense of what's normal for young adults. The fantasy extends to endless brunches, cocktails, and designer wardrobes. We never see anyone worrying about rent or student loans. It's not just misleading, it's gaslighting. We start to feel dissatisfied with our own perfectly normal lives. The movies sell us a dream, but don't warn us about the nightmare of being house poor. Let's celebrate our own cozy, affordable spaces. A home is about comfort, not a movie set. Dating in chick flicks is a whirlwind of magical, expensive moments, never awkward bill splitting over pasta. Every date is a spectacle, creating pressure for real-life dating to be just as glamorous and costly. Men feel the burden to pay for everything thanks to decades of cinematic conditioning. The pressure to look perfect leads to pre-date spending sprees, new dress blowout manicure. It's exhausting and a fast track to a depleted savings account. We need to lower the stakes. A good date is about connection, not consumption. The best dates are often the cheapest, a walk of free museum cooking together. Let's romanticize authenticity, not extravagance. The right person will love you for you, not your credit card limit. One of the most dangerous rom-com messages? The it'll all work out delusion about money. Heroines drown in debt, but it's always a quirky, temporary problem that magically resolves. In reality, debt isn't cute. It's stressful and can ruin your life. Movies make it seem like a wealthy love interest will swoop in and save you. This magical thinking discourages budgeting and long-term planning. We need to stop treating debt like a joke. Financial independence is the real power move. I want to see a heroine who creates a budget and works her way out of debt. That's a character I can root for. The ultimate happy ending is one you write for yourself. The makeover montage, a rom-com staple. The message, a new look will change your life. But external changes aren't the key to happiness or success. A new dress might give you a confidence boost, but it won't fix deeper issues. These transformations are expensive, but movies never show the bill. People end up spending money they don't have chasing a fantasy. Real transformation is an inside job. Building confidence, nurturing relationships, taking care of yourself. A new wardrobe won't fix your credit score. Instead of a makeover montage, let's aspire to a get your life together montage. The results are far more beautiful and lasting. Dating like you're in a rom-com is a one-way ticket to financial ruin, but romance doesn't have to be expensive. First rule, embrace the cheap date picnics, free museums walks. It's about time together, not money. Second, talk about money. It's awkward, but essential. Are you a saver or a spender? Get on the same page early. Third, redefine the grand gesture. Thoughtful beats expensive every time. Appreciate the small things, coffee in bed, a movie night with your favorite snacks. Fourth, be a team. Make financial decisions together, support each other's goals, and split costs fairly. Romance is about building a secure, happy life together, not impressing each other with lavish spending. The best relationships are partnerships in every sense. Focus on kindness, respect, and shared goals. Forget outdated gender roles. Fairness is key. You don't need a movie moment to have real love. Build your own version of happily ever after. That's more romantic than any film. I'll never stop loving rom-coms. They're my comfort food. But I've learned to watch them with skepticism, especially about money. Real love isn't about grand gestures or perfect apartments. It's about someone who sits with you when you're sick, listens to your rants, and celebrates your wins. The ultimate fantasy isn't being rescued. It's being financially independent and choosing a partner who's your equal. Build a life on shared values, trust, and a solid financial plan. That's security no shopping spree can buy. Enjoy the movies, but remember, your life is your own story. You get to decide your happy ending, and financial stability is the best plot twist. Loving smart beats living in debt every time. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more content on living your best and financially savvy life. Ready for your next binge? Check out these videos popping up on your screen now. There's plenty more inspiration waiting for you. Remember, your story is just beginning, and we're here to cheer you on every step of the way. See you in the next one.